Just welcome to the Phil Steele Plus tour. I'll have a tour every Friday with selections. I have no selections for you today, but I do want to show you the Phil Steele Plus. Now, whether you paid the $99 for the Phil Steele Plus, whether you're a VIP member, or whether you get it free with your Inside the Press Box subscription, I just want to make sure you utilize all the stuff that's up here. You may not even know some of this stuff is up here. I want to take you inside the inner workings of Phil Steele Plus so you get all this information. This information was set up for me when I do radio shows, when I need research during the season. Everything is at my fingertips all year long, and let me show you how to get it. Now, first of all, I do want to tell you, I am putting up a daily blog every day. I know during magazine season I don't put blogs up because we're just way too busy, but we are putting up a different blog every single day. Just go here and click on daily blogs, and there they are. Put a lot of work into those, so do make sure you check them out. But let's get you to Phil Steele Plus. You click up here on this little icon, and that'll take you to the Phil Steele Plus menu, and we're going to go to memberships since I'm already a member and I'm already logged in. And then you can get, this is the digital down version. And by the way, the digital version, when you get that, that is updated all the way through the start of the season. Injuries are updated. Everything is updated on that all the way through the start of the season. Right here is the FCS Access. Now, this is $29.99. I'll show you about that, but you can get just FCS if you want. But your best bet's get Phil Steele All Access right here. And if you're a member, let me show you how to use it. We're going to click View and go to our All Access, and we're just going to hit click on there one more time, and that'll get us right to the file. Let's start off with the FBS. Let's start off with the meat and potatoes. Now, a couple things down here. We have all these things. Links in newspapers is really interesting. If I want to go to the school site, you don't have to look it up. We have it logged in already. East Carolina takes you right to East Carolina's official website right there. You want to know the roster, anything like that, you can get all the different things on East Carolina. Just go to that to access that. Just here on Phil Steele, look under links and newspapers. Injuries and transfers, AP College Poll, FBS standings, all this stuff's updated for you. Pass efficiency defense is updated during the season. Excuse me. Right there, it's updated all season long. Remember, we take into account the strength of opponent played. Also, the special teams updated all season long. You'll be able to access my grades all season long for that. But let's get to the team pages. And with the team page, let's go ahead and start with Alabama. When you go to Alabama, there's a lot on here. First of all, at this top line here, you can get the complete draft history. As you see, it's already updated for this year. This is every draft pick since the draft was started back in 1935. Every single draft pick is there. So if you want to know anything about the draft, it's all up there for every team. All 131 teams have that. Last 20 years leaders, these are updated. Right now they're updated through 2020. We'll have them updated through 2021 by the end of next week. The last 40 years results. I love this. This gives you, look at these lines here. This takes you all the way back to 1988. I can't show it to you on the screen, but all the way through 1988. Tells you who the coach was, what the record was for the team, what they did in the SEC, what the offense has done. This is all the way down to 1988, like I said. I could probably, I can't bring it up. I'm just going to bring it back down a little bit there. It shows you that the defense, the special teams rank all the way back to 1994, the first year, my magazine. It's all in here. And then here, you want to know a spread from a game back in 1976? You got it, right at your fingertips. Spread results every single game. These wins and losses are against the spread. That takes you back 1994. So if you ever get a question, hey, when's the last time Alabama was a double-digit underdog? You can look it up right here. All of these are updated. You get the last 45 years spreads up here. Actually, it's 46 years this year because we're going to add 2021 in here. So 46 years of spread information at your fingertips. That's all right here. Last 40 years results. The individual player stats. Oh, that's not updated for this year. Let's go back to last year and get that. The individual player stats. If you're a fantasy football player, you want to know how your team or your player did against any team. You want to know how Bryce Young did against Mississippi last year. There it is, against Southern Miss. You want to know how Jamison Williams did in every game. It's right there at your fingertips in its individual player stats. The star chart, that tells you who started each game. We update that during the season. We update the individual player stats during the season. So after game one is over, we'll have them up here. On that Monday, you'll get the individual player stats. Now, you can look at this year's schedule and click on it. Let's see the last time Alabama played Auburn. Here it is. Green means they won the game outright. Red means they lost. So Auburn actually did win here, here, and here in the series. These are updated through 2021. This number out here is the line on the game. Red means they did not cover. So you see Alabama won the game but didn't cover. Here they won the game and covered. Here's what the over-under was on the game. Here's if Alabama was ranked. Here's if Auburn was ranked. Out here tells you whether the game went over or under. So as you can see, 5 of the last 7 have gone under. This one tells you what the home team did. Now look at this. This is interesting. If you're a handicapper, look at the colors here. This tells you that the win means straight up. So you can tell that the home team is 5-2, 6-2. The home team is 8-2 straight up in this series, the last 10 games. But the green tells you whether the home team covered, and the home team's 9-1 against the spread the last 10 games. Once again, this is at your fingertips for every game, every team. This tells you every Alabama-Auburn matchup, but it's not just Alabama-Auburn. You want to go back to Alabama-Texas. They've only met once. It was 2009. You guys remember that? It was a bowl game, national title game. You want to go Alabama-Arkansas. There it is at your fingertips. Once again, all color-coded, green and red, rankings, everything on every game, every matchup for the season. And then, of course, during the year, these are updated every Monday. You'll be able to get these color-coded green and red. Not too much red here for Alabama last year. Red is bad numbers, green is good numbers. As you could tell, the majority are green numbers for Alabama. This average game grade is updated all season long. And then here, this tells you how they did against their opponents. So this is your offense versus the opponents. You could tell that Alabama had the best offense against Southern Miss all year, the best offense against A&M all year, the best offense against Mississippi State all year, the best offense against Arkansas. And on the season, they averaged 140 yards more than what their opponent allowed. Defensively, they held opponents to 119 yards per game below what their opponent allowed. All this on every game updated all season long. So that's a quick run through of what's available on the FBS. By the way, we take you back. You want to know an individual player stat from 2019? There it is. It's all available. And we take you back on here, Alabama, all the way through 2009. You get their seasons color-coded green and red. Another thing I want to point out on this last 40 years, oh, we did point out about the fact that coaches and everything. There it is right there. So that's your FBS and the ways to use it. And over here, these are halftimes. We update halftimes all season long. Here's what the halftime score was and the halftime yardage of every game. I'm watching all 12 games, but I'm also getting the halftimes at the same time. These are invaluable. Sort of tell you how the game was played. You get to tell when the team scores late. And the box scores are updated, by the way, as well. I forgot to tell you that. Like here, Alabama played Miami in the opening game of the season. This is courtesy of PressBox.com, or College Press Box. And it's play-by-play of every game. I go through the play-by-play of every game every week. And this really, you can do the same thing. You can go through the play-by-play of every game every week. Just click on box score. They're updated early in the week as well. And that's every single game has the box score. Every single game has a halftime. Every single game has the last 24 years history. And all of this is updated for every single team. Now, what do we have for the NFL? Now, I'm not going to break it down completely, but let's go to the Browns. And when you go to the Browns, you can see over here, you click on how the Browns done against Carolina. There it is. They've met Carolina 5 times since 2002. Carolina's won 3. The Browns have won 2. That's updated. It tells you that the Browns are 1-2-2 against the spread. The home team has won the last 4 meetings. You could tell that. But the home team has won 1-2 against the spread. Let's go to another team, maybe with a little more history. We'll take the Browns against Pittsburgh. This, once again, could be dating back 2021. As you can see all this red here, Pittsburgh generally wins this game, and Pittsburgh has actually covered the last 4 of this game. This tells you what the home team has done, and you can see the games have gone mostly under the total in their history, or in their recent history, I should say. That's available for every team. These are updated. Average game grades are updated every single week, just like the magazine. I know I don't have an NFL magazine, but here, right here, Phil Steele Plus is like having an NFL magazine. You get the game grade updated. You get the same thing, offense versus defense. Cleveland had the number 1 offense against the Chargers last year, 182 yards above what the Chargers normally allow. But they also had the number 16 defense, giving up 109 yards below. As you can see, it was 531 to 493, a high-scoring game, 47-42. The last 4 weeks is updated for the NFL, just like we do in the college versus division, non-division, home and away. And this takes you back. It's like having, once again, the NFL takes you all the way back. Let's see how far back we go here. 2009, color-coded red and green. If you're a fantasy football player, then you'll find these invaluable. The individual player stats, how the players do against each team during the course of the year. You can see the pluses, the minuses. You can see Chubb missed 2 games here. How has Nick Chubb done against Pittsburgh? Well, he had 16 for 61 here. He had 12 for 58 here. So neither game did he top 100 yards. Maybe don't play Nick Chubb when they're taking on Pittsburgh. Go for some other ones. So, I mean, that's all included in the NFL, the individual player stats, the game-by-game records updated, and then, of course, the last 24 years. Now, what do we have for the FCS? Let's go back and take a look at the FCS now, and we're going to take a look at North Dakota State. And here's something new we added this year, the ATS logs over the last 5 years. Yeah, I've been logging them. Nobody really knows what the lines have been, but I've been writing them down every week. There wasn't a lot of lines in 2017, but in 18 they started putting lines on every game. We've got them right in here. Here's every line on every game in 19, every line on every game in 20, every line on every game in 2021. I don't think you can find that information anywhere, yet I've got it on every single FCS team. You want individual player stats? Oops, that's this year. Let's look at last year's individual player stats. You can see how the players did against every team, just like the FBS, just like the NFL, and you can become an instant expert on every FCS team. Why? Right here. You want an FCS magazine? You got it. Here's the 2022 forecast. Does that look familiar, guys? That's your complete write-up on every single FCS team. 131 write-ups done, including the offense, defense, 2022 forecast. All of that on every FCS team. There's like well over 100 games, FBS versus FCS this year. You need to know about these FCS teams which you have no idea about. You could tell what North Dakota State did last year, what North Dakota State did in the spring season, what North Dakota State did in 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. How about becoming an instant expert on the FCS? Become an instant expert there. You got the individual player stats, ATS logs, forecast. These are updated weekly, including the average game grade. You want a great set of power ratings for the FCS? Average game grade tells you how they did against each opponent. North Dakota State had season highs against Youngstown State, season high against South Dakota, season high against Montana State, and their defense loaded with season highs. In fact, they were number 3 in the FCS, holding opponents to 110 yards per game below their season average. Once again, the green and red, you could tell they're strong against the run and strong running the football as well. You want to look at a team that might not have that type of defense and offense. Maybe here, Stetson. Look at you could tell at a glance they were good against the run in these 3 games, poor against the run here. On the season, they came out pretty average, but it's all at your fingertips every game. Here's your average game grade. They played to an average game grade of 35.7. Do we have individual player stats on Stetson? You betcha. There they are, every single game from 2021 logged in there. So we've got that covered on every FCS team, every FBS team. Now, if you have an interest in this and you'd like to sign up to this, you can just go to the Phil Steele store. And for the store, we're going to click on, up here is the store. Click on the store up here. Let's see if we can get there. Come on, I'm on a time deadline here. I'm trying to get this thing done quickly. Store, come on. Can we get there? There it is. And so you can get, now I do a weekly newsletter called Inside the Press Box. You get my forecast on every game. You get my computer's forecast on every game. You get a write-up on every game. You get great stats on every game. That's Inside the Press Box. And if you sign up to NFL and college, or the NFL, any of the 3, and get Inside the Press Box, you actually get Phil Steele Plus for free. So Press Box for the season for college is $149. You get Phil Steele Plus, a $99 value free. It's like paying $50 for 14 newsletters in the college, and I write up every single game, every single week. You get my forecast on every game. For $149 plus, you get Phil Steele Plus for free. You just want Phil Steele Plus? $99 here. Just the FCS, $29 here. I also have an NFL workbook out there right now, which has a lot of good information on there in the NFL. There's some pages. It gives you the logs. It gives you the schedule, the ATS records right here. I don't know if I can click on that closer. It gives you ATS records as well. Once again, I'm trying to keep it close. Here's individual player stats for last year. That's all in the NFL workbook. So there you go. If you're using Phil Steele Plus, I hope this helped you use it more. There's a lot of things on Phil Steele Plus that we put up every single week that I use. And if it's information that I need for a game, it's up here on Phil Steele Plus. I'll be back with you for your first video of the season on next Friday. That'll be my Phil Steele Plus with selections for week 0 of the college football season. And thanks for watching taking the Phil Steele Plus tour for today.